We'll check out the Irving ISD's exhibition of middle school's art.
We'll celebrate Dr. Seuss at the South Irving Library.
And we'll have highlights from the 5th annual North Texas Teen Book Festival.
All this and more coming up About Town.
Hello everyone, and welcome to About Town. I'm Brian Pitts.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman. Welcome back, Brian.
So glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you, and thank you so much for joining us for a preview of all the great events throughout the month of April that are a part of this year's NEA Big Read.
We'll also have news on the Irving Marathon coming up April 27th, and Susan Stevens reviews the reboot of Pet Cemetery.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know about a community event you'd like to promote on the show or a story you'd like to see.
You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you.
Middle school artists step into the spotlight this week at the annual Irving ISD exhibition of student art. Susan Stevens talked with some of the young artists and their teachers about this year's exhibit.
For my artwork, I did a portrait of a girl and I put like different triangles on her face and I used primary colors. And then I contrasted like the primary colors on her face with her hair, and then the background I used green because her eyes are green.
Alasia Patton is one of many art students whose artwork is on display at this year's Irving ISD Middle School Art Exhibition.
It's really cool to see that it actually got selected. I didn't think I was going to get selected at all.
Well, we try to give a lot of our students an equal opportunity, so throughout the year we just kind of pick and choose students that are stronger in those areas versus maybe somebody that might not be, or it might just be they did an excellent job on that project, so we want to recognize them.
All this here is just two people rising a tree, praying to God. It's just a shadow of the drawing I did.
I did the eye. We could do several things with yarn, and I've been very good at weaving, and so I weaved an eye. And I like space and things, so I decided to make the center the sun and like everything around it, you know, the planets and everything else. The mandala, we had to write a word we had to write the word over and over again to make a pattern, and I chose one word that describes this, and I chose the word odd, because, you know, I'm not a typical person.
Middle schoolers from all over the district felt a sense of pride, having their art recognized by friends and family.
They kind of feel proud of me when I first show them my art, and they seem pretty excited, like they're so happy for me.
My mom is really proud of me for doing this and that I got selected, and I got a ribbon also.
It feels really good. It really does.
I used to be a coach too, so like on the court, people would come to games, they get to cheer them on, but in the art room, you know, it's kind of like a lonely kind of solitary thing, but here at the art show with your friends and family, they're able to really like engage and see how creative you are and the talent that you have. So I think that's really cool.
The exhibit featured paintings, drawings, paper mache, and much more. And though artists appreciated being acknowledged for their work, it's the creation process that they find most valuable.
It's a way for me to express myself, and like everything that's going on in my mind, I can put it on paper and express it.
I love art. I've always been an artist. It's just, for me, it's really relaxing, and then even teaching my students, it's really fun to kind of bring out a different type of spirit that you don't normally get to see in like the classroom or even playing sports or stuff like that. So creativity is my thing.
Irving ISD's Middle School Art Show allows students to showcase their creativity while the community embraces the arts.
I really love that Irving does this. I don't think a lot of school districts actually put on an art show for the whole like kind of public to come see, so I really love that we actually do this for our students.
For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
The high school art show is currently running in the Irving Arts Center main gallery. You can catch it through April 22nd, and there's an opportunity to meet the artists on Tuesday, April 16th at 6 p.m.
Even if you don't like green eggs and ham, you'll probably still love Theodore Geisel, better known as Dr. Seuss. The South Irving Library helped kids get excited about reading at a birthday celebration for the beloved children's author. Susan Stevens brings us the story.
Lots of cats in hats roam the South Irving Library in honor of a birthday celebration for the popular children's author, Dr. Seuss.
I love Dr. Seuss. It's hard to read now as an adult, but when you get it read to you as a kid, it's like magical.
Known for his beloved classics like Green Eggs and Ham and Horton Hears a Who, Dr. Seuss has been a childhood icon for decades. And kids wasted no time participating in creative Dr. Seuss-themed activities.
We have fishing based off of One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. And then we have pom-pom blasters that are based off characters, thing one and thing two, because they're always getting into trouble. And then we have a take-home craft that's cat and hat. And then down here we have snacks based off of different books. We have Hot Pond Popcorn, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Goldfish, and Truffula seeds, which are just jelly beans.
Events like the Dr. Seuss extravaganza are entertaining for kids, but it also helps shine a light on children's literature.
Because it's very important for them to fall in love with books at an early age and hopefully continue on throughout their lives. And also bringing their families in is very important. So getting parents involved in something that's multi-generational.
And ultimately, the goal of the event is to bring families together while engaging in fun and educational festivities.
I just want to see a really good family and community dynamic going on here, and everybody enjoying all the planning we've been putting in.
Dr. Seuss continues to teach us that the fun of reading goes beyond the pages. For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
For more great adventures at the Irving Public Library, visit cityofirving.org/library.
And speaking of great library adventures, the Irving Public Library and the NEA Big Read bring New York best-selling author Roz Chast to town as the whole community reads her book, Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant?
Corrine Barberina brings us details on her visit and the other great events that are a part of the NEA Big Read. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
It's always great to see you. So
too.
Let's start with what the NEA Big Read is for viewers who might not be familiar.
Well, the NEA Big Read is put out by the National Endowment of the Arts in partnership with Arts Midwest. They offer 75 grants every year to a variety of venues, libraries, museums, art centers, any type of community who wants to apply for an NEA Big Grant. They offer money for you to purchase the books and to host programming around one particular book. They do have a list of books that we choose from, and if you are awarded that grant, then you are able to call yourself an NEA Big Read participant and sponsor. And the City of Irving is proud to announce through the Irving Public Library that we did receive an NEA grant this year for 2019. The book we chose is Can't We Talk About Something More Pleasant by Roz Chast.
Well, congratulations.
Well, looks like a fantastic book. So can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, this is it's a different book for us to choose. We have received a variety of NEA Big Read grants in the last 12 years through the library, but this particular one is a graphic novel memoir. So it's written in comic and graphic format. It uses some real pictures from Roz Chast's life and some of her signature cartoons, but it is about her experience as an only child caring for her parents through the last few years of their lives. So it's a very adult topic. It speaks to all of us because we all at one point will experience aging, and sometimes the decline that comes with that. Whether you are a young adult watching your grandparents age, or a middle-aged adult helping care for your parents as they age, or an older adult having those conversations with your children and grandchildren, there's something in this book that we all can relate to. And what's interesting is Roz Chast, she is a cartoonist for The New Yorker. She has signature art style, and she has her own sense of humor.
Okay, and we're going to take that under advisement
Yes,
there, because
yes.
she breaks things down pretty, and it's a serious topic.
It's a serious topic,
Yeah.
and Roz is very intimate in her telling of her story with her parents. And you know, we all have relationships with our parents in one way or another, and sometimes they're great, and sometimes we wish they were different than they were. And I think when we age and go through becoming the caregiver, that those relationship issues don't just go away, and you need to pay attention to those. And Roz is very intimate in her experiences. What we hope is to have a wide, diverse audience reading this book and talking about their experiences and to learn from one another through the telling of her story.
I think that's a great idea, absolutely. I know you've got another question, but I want to ask real quickly. I know you guys started with a kickoff on April 9th, an old-fashioned sock hop at Ice Cream Social.
Yes.
What else is coming up?
Well, the one huge thing that we are excited about is Roz Chast herself is coming.
That's great.
I'm so happy that the Irving Arts Center has partnered with us to bring her to town, and she will be here on April 26th, starting at 5:30, which is a Friday night, at the Irving Arts Center. What was another great thing is the Art Center was able to secure a portion of her art. So we have her artwork at the Irving Arts Center, which is a fabulous display. It's called Cartoon Memories, and it's in partnership with Norman Rockwell Museum.
Oh, great.
And people can come by and see that display April 13th through July. But Roz will be here, and we would love for y'all to come see her. She's doing our Big Read keynote speech. We have a reception, watch her art. She'll be signing some books.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That'll be wonderful.
It's very wonderful.
So I have to ask, my mother is a children's librarian.
Okay.
That's where I get my love from books.
Yes.
So did you pick any books for the younger audiences, for kids?
This year we deviated from that. In the past, we have always had a series of books that were similar for children and for teens. And we really wanted this year's to be very focused on adults and adult reading and adult learning, and solely on this book. So there are no read-alikes for children this year, but we do have some fabulous programs for families. We have a series of story times we'll be offering for grandparents, where if your grandparents are in town, bring them with you. We're celebrating grandparents. If they're not here, then we are celebrating grandparents and other, welcome. We want everybody to come, and there's some activities, arts, stories about grandparents and their special place in our lives. We also have a children's program at the East Branch Library with Julio Suarez, who's teaching kids to make their own comic. They'll go home with a one-panel cartoon and be able to implement their own humor through this and their own art style, which is really what Roz does in her book. And then at the West Library, we're having Grow Your Family Tree. So kids, teenagers, young adults, grandparents, adults can all come to this and learn how to actually plot your own family tree, but you'll go home with a live tree as well.
So really
yes,
some great
programs.
Great ways to incorporate younger people into this difficult discussion.
Absolutely.
In a really nice way.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like another great Big Read. Folks, you can get the details for the Big Read, which is going to run from April 9th through May 18th, presented by the Irving Public Library and the Friends of the Irving Public Library. For full details, go to cityofirving.org/3409/NEA Big Read 2019.
The reboot of the 1989 Stephen King classic, Pet Sematary, hit the big screens this past week, and horror fans can hardly wait to see what comes creeping back. But, like they say in the movie, sometimes dead is better. Let's see what Susan has to say about this much anticipated reboot and the Jordan Peele hit, Us.
In the woods today, LA discovered a charming little landmark.
The Pet Cemetery.
Sometimes dead is better.
Place to bury our pets and remember them.
The film adaptation of Stephen King's classic 1983 novel Pet Sematary is a tale of life after death, literally. Jason Clarke stars as Dr. Lewis Creed. He and his wife Rachel, played by Amy Simons, have relocated from Boston to rural Maine with their 2 young children in hopes to slow down their lives and spend more time with the family.
Saw these in the trees up there. They're warnings.
The house is nice, and their new neighbor Judd, played by John Lithgow, is friendlier than ever. But the move is not all bright. They soon discover that there's a mysterious burial ground hidden far in the woods behind their new home.
Local tribes carved.
After the family's beloved cat Church accidentally gets run over, Lewis and his new neighbor Judd bury the cat in the Forbidden Forest.
Those woods belong to something else.
Surprisingly enough, Church is back and very much alive. Only now he's sticky, dirty, and evil. Now, I'm not just saying this because I love cats, but Church is truly the best part of this movie. A simple stare from this cat conveys so much terror, yet there's still moments where his appearance is comical. That's right, comical. Sadly, Pet Sematary doesn't manage to hang on to its intensity, popping in and out from genuine scares to laughing out loud. And I don't think that was the filmmaker's intentions. There's only so much fear a resurrected cat can instill. But the rebirth doesn't stop there. After a tragic accident, Lewis's daughter Ellie is killed, buried, and brought back to life.
Back the same.
Daddy.
Jette Lawrence does a fine job of playing sweet Ellie before death, but she truly brings her character to life when she returns from the grave.
Are you happy, Mommy?
Hug your daughter. Hug your daughter.
She doesn't want me here.
No. Mommy just needs time.
It's okay. I don't want her here either.
Though the film was probably going for more of a long-lasting haunting vibe, Pet Sematary has the tone of cliché slasher films like Scream. Sure, there's an eerie backdrop and plenty of scenes that will make you jump, but the amount of ridiculous instances outweigh the horror. There's also quite a bit of repetition in the film, but on the plus side, the message of leaving the dead dead will be well ingrained in your minds. Though it's not terrifying, Pet Sematary is still a lot of fun, and fans of the original movie might appreciate the modern take.
We have a second chance.
Sometimes dead is better.
Now, if you're looking for an actual scary movie with a deeper meaning, try watching Jordan Peele's latest horror sensation, Us. Still holding strong at the box office, Us is a horrifying story of a family vacation gone wrong. Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke star as a couple looking to enjoy a trip to the beach with their 2 kids. But the fun times are cut short when their exact replicas crash their summer home and terrorize the family. Us takes you on an intense, chaotic thrill ride that will keep you physically and emotionally on the edge of your seat till the very end. Peele's visual techniques and writing have the essence of a modern-day Hitchcock, but he still stays true to his own unique style of filmmaking. After seeing Us, I think we might be looking at the new master of horror.
They think like us.
There are many layers that you will only be able to peel back through multiple viewings, but just know there's a reason why Us has the same initials as the United States. Us cuts deep and leads you down a rabbit hole of theories. What does the world come to? Do we need a fresh start? Do we have an evil dark side? Though the questions you might have could be overwhelming, there's no denying that Us is a witty and wickedly entertaining horror flick. For About Town, this is Susan Stevens.
Be careful.
Pet Sematary and Us are playing at the AMC Irving Mall, Regal MacArthur Marketplace, and Alamo Drafthouse Cinema.
Spring is definitely in the air, and Metroplex area runners are getting ready for the Irving Marathon.
Co-founder Lazaro Alvarez joins us with news on this year's event.
It's great to see you. Thanks for coming to give us a little background.
Well, thank you for having me here, guys. It's a pleasure. I've been wanting to be part of Irving, the community, and give something back, and that was the idea of founding the Irving Marathon, and 7 years later, here we are.
Yeah, and that's great because it has really, really grown.
So what can spectators and runners expect this year?
Sure. So definitely a little bit more warmer weather compared to last year's, which was very, very cold. But we added a couple new things to this year's event. For example, free race photography. So we've hired a company that's going to be photographers out on the course and at the finish line, and also in the hanging out areas where they're going to be taking pictures of all the runners. Now, most events, you have to go to a website, pay for those pictures to be able to post them. At the Irving Marathon, every runner gets to download them for free, post them, and share them as they want to, without having to pay an extra penny.
Wow.
Finisher's medal, okay. Zeo, which is a new company, kind of like the Uber for in-home massages. They're gonna be at the event giving out free massages for the runners and also the family members, you know, while they're waiting. So they're gonna have different spots. T-shirt, okay, they're gonna get that. Reservoir, which is they just opened up a new bar at Toyota Music Factory. They have worked out a deal with us that they're gonna provide free beer for all the runners. You gotta be 21 and over, okay?
Yeah, be real specific.
21 and over,
specific about that.
and you have to bring your ID, or else, you know, they won't be able to serve you. But every runner gets 2 free beers as a reward for finishing the race as well. We have partnered up with a couple really good people in the DFW area, the running community, to come and help us with the course. One of our guys actually, he won the BMW Marathon and is currently in Colorado training to go to the try out for the Olympics.
Wow.
He's going to be part of our course marshal team that's going to help out as well. We have athletic trainers, certified athletic trainers at every aid station, provided by Baylor Scott and White. And as you guys know, the Irving Marathon benefits the Irving Scott and White Irving Foundation, who's partnered with the Irving School Foundations to fight childhood obesity at the elementary and middle school level. So we raise money towards that. As an individual, anybody that contributes towards the Irving Health contributes a donation, 100% of that goes to that cause.
That's fantastic.
Which those are a couple of things. We're still working on a couple other great things that you're not going to be able to see at any other event, only at the Irving Marathon. Our goal is to grow this event to attract more visitors to the Irving area, and also to help the Irving Healthcare Foundation as well.
Well, you're well on your way.
Yes.
It's going along beautifully. The event has really grown. Are there still opportunities for people who want to do a sponsorship or want to come and volunteer?
Sure. Volunteers, we do have volunteer opportunities, and they can go to our website, irvingmarathon.com/volunteers. Sponsors, you can still be a sponsor or T-shirt, T-shirt and banners are already being printed. However, we can still work out some deals to have you as a sponsor. If not, next year, you probably don't want to miss it. It's going to be one of the hottest events in DFW.
Oh, absolutely.
So you told us a lot about what's to come. So
Sure.
What specifically do racers need to be prepared for on race day?
Sure. So, of course, you know, you got to be training leading up to the event. One of the things that we recommend is that especially right now with the Uber service, right? Probably Uber to the event. If not, we are going to have those 2 big parking lots attached to the Toyota Music Factory that are going to be open for everybody to park there. You don't need to worry about security of your car, because we have security all over the place, making sure your cars are safe. We are going to have water and Gatorade at every aid station for all the runners to have. And just come with a good attitude, ready to have some fun.
And if you want to do it, you can qualify.
Oh, yeah. So it is a Boston Marathon qualifier. Anybody that competes at the Irving Marathon and meets those time thresholds would be able to apply for next year's Boston Marathon. Also, anybody that wants to do any of the other smaller races, like it is a USATF course certified. So all the races are qualifiers to different events that people want to do.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be absolutely wonderful. Folks, if you are interested in running or being a spectator, the event is Saturday, April 27th. Registration starts at 5:30 a.m. I think there's a 1K and there's a half marathon. The full marathon starts at 7 a.m. Visit irvingmarathon.com for more details.
Some things truly do get better with age. The North Texas Teen Book Festival celebrated 5 years with big names, great books, and a little something new. Kathy has the story.
You're 5, it's big.
It's the North Texas Teen Book Festival 5.0, and in a word, it's big.
We've got over 40 panels.
Date for at least a year.
And great authors.
I believe we have 74 authors.
And attendees lots of them.
Attendance for the festival is too soon to tell.
Organizers expected over 10,000 attendees. By noon on festival day, they already knew there were thousands more. But it was even easier to see the level of excitement.
Everybody needs to have a green wristband.
These kids were over the moon to meet their favorite authors, discover new favorites, and get their hands on new books.
Speed Dating with a Book is a really cool program where we take books by our festival authors and we get those books into teens' hands because not all of our teens, they may not have a whole lot of disposable income.
Kids got to learn about new books from area librarians who volunteer at the festival. They each got to select a new book free to start their own personal library. Organizers don't want income to be a barrier for kids who love to read.
So we want to get books in kids' hands, and we want to make sure that the authors who are here are definitely going to have some people in their signing lines as well. So this is a win-win for everybody. Hi, what do you guys want to know about?
The day was full of other opportunities for readers, like the authors panels and publishers events.
Here at NTTBF, our focus is really on our great programming. We've got mystery, we've got romance, we've got graphic novels, middle grade YA, all ages. We also have our publishers with special activities like a breakfast or face painting. And then of course, we're gonna have our signing.
1, 2, 3, cheese.
The chance to meet favorite authors has always been a big draw at the North Texas Teen Book Festival. So in honor of Year 5, a new event got authors and teens together at the movies.
We noticed that we have a lot of authors who have been getting some notice in Hollywood.
Authors like Angie Thomas, whose book The Hate You Give was made into a hit movie of the same name, and Becky Albertalli, whose book Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda became the hit film Love, Simon.
Have you seen the new post? About the closeted gay kid at school.
What?
Who do you think it is?
Can I call you back?
Dear Blue, I'm just like you.
We thought, let's do something extra special to celebrate Year 5. So we talked with our friends at Alamo Drafthouse and they said, let's do a film festival. Let's screen these movies for everybody so that we can celebrate books, but also where the books go.
With a record-breaking Educators Day and the addition of the film festival, the North Texas Teen Book Festival is certain to be an even bigger draw next year.
We work with our schools, our teachers, our local public librarians to make sure that they reach out and encourage their teens to come be a part of this because it's just something so special.
The experts agree. This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.
Get ready to find your next favorite read at the Irving Public Library and check out nttbf.com to get ready for the North Texas Teen Book Festival 2020.
And here are a few more memorable events happening about town. Celebrating Irving, the City and the Man continues with a conversation with Washington Irving on Saturday, April 13th at 2 p.m. in the South Irving Library.
And you can meet the artists spotlighted in Irving Memories exhibit on Sunday, April 14th. The reception kicks off at 2 p.m. at the Center for the Arts at J.C. Park.
The new Philharmonic Orchestra of Irving is once again a featured performer at the Saluna Festival Dallas. Catch their Mariachi and Mayan Night on Sunday, April 14th at 5 p.m. at the Moody Performance Hall in Dallas.
And the Irving Carrollton branch of the NAACP presents their 11th annual golf tournament. That's Monday, April 22nd, starting at 10:30 a.m. Learn more at irvingnaacp.org. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks for joining us.
Please be sure to tune in next time when we'll check out the Irving ISD High School's art show.
We'll also catch up with the talented ladies of Texas Harmony, and we'll bring you highlights from a different kind of ribbon cutting, the food for thought bread cutting.
We'll leave you tonight with the Irving Symphony Orchestra's tribute to Motown featuring Spectrum. For About Town, I'm Kathy Whiteman.
And I'm Brian Pitts. Have a great evening. About Town.